Welcome back aboard Blurred Force One with your boys Mo and Lottie, and this is the Supercast. The Supercast where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media, and that's movies, TV shows, video games. We talk about the news, do some speculation, all that good nerdy stuff. And before we get into the podcast today, do us a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, or if you're listening to us on a podcasting platform, leave us a review. 5 stars if that's what you think we deserve. But whatever review would be great. And y'all, we are in a post X-Men 97 world. It's a sad day when I don't have that to look forward to. But we got plenty more superhero stuff coming up, like My Adventures with Superman. And of course, we are eagerly anticipating Deadpool coming out in like a month and a half. So before we talk about all the things that's going on with superhero stuff, Lottie, my friend, how you doing? It's been a couple weeks, man. We took an unintentional hiatus, but we are back. And what have you been up to since then?
Oh, if you have not noticed, I have pissed off a certain sect of the internet with my video on the new Assassin's Creed game. I really would love for you guys to watch it. You know, it is spicy. If you check out our Threads account, either the Super Not Funny Show or my Thread account, you'll see a link to it. Warning: the comments will piss you off.
You know what's weird? It's not. You said they're spicy comments, and I'm like, no, they're not. It's just people are stupid. Like it's nothing. There's nothing spicy about it. Just like, you know, racist nerds be showing their ass. That's it. Like and sometimes you just got to call them out. But you know, they feel like they say they're being canceled and people are being snowflakes or whatever. And they're just bitching about a black character in a game that's literally about people in a fucking simulator pretending to be people that really didn't exist in the past. I want everyone to understand Assassin's Creed simulates going, or you take over people that were in the past. It's a guild of assassins that exists around the world through time doing shit. And you
heard what you just said? You heard what you just said? A guild of assassins. So literally any assassin could show up at any country at any time. It could be a Hindu assassin in Africa.
I just want this to understand racism. Racists, when they know they're being racist, they gotta have some cover. And the cover here is there wasn't black people in Japan. I mean, there was, but who gives a fuck? This is a game where you are controlling a computer simulation that is controlling a real person in the past, changing history. Shut up. That's what everything I just said, shut up. That's like you complaining about, oh, the Japanese representation in Street Fighter isn't completely normal. Motherfuckers are throwing fireballs. That's your problem? Okay, shut up. Shut up. It's stupid. Fucking racist nerds on the internet. Can't stand y'all. Anyway, the rest of you cool nerds, thanks for joining us on the Supercast. We are going to talk about superhero stuff. I was going to say what I've been up to nerdy. I've just been, trying to get back into Street Fighter, watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, checking out Star Trek, all this. I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff going on. There's too much content right now. And of course, X-Men 97. If y'all want to know what we thought about the season, get over to the channel, check out our review. It's the final episode's about a half hour, but there's a lot to talk about, kind of speculate on the future. And we are going to actually speak on that later. There are some news items related to X-Men 97. So, Lottie, we're going to go ahead and get into the news. So, Lottie, these are the things we're going to talk about today. So, we're going to talk about Madam Web surprisingly doing well on Netflix. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse did quite well for itself. The Russo brothers talk about superhero fatigue. There are some casting news going on, some official and one not so official bit of casting news going on for the MCU. James Gunn talks about some weird fan conspiracy theory about Henry Cavill, and also he reveals David Corenswet as Superman for the first time. And surprise, nerds get stupid about it. Brad Winderbaum talks about Marvel animation, X-Men 97, and the future of Marvel television. We talk about the trailers for My Adventure with Superman Season 2 and The Boys Season 4. Speaking of The Boys, Gen V has started filming its second season, and there's some kind of important changes related to Chance Perdomo's passing. We're going to look at the Batman Cape Crusader first look images and what they could mean for that particular show. Bob Iger announces Marvel's new output, and also the Marvel television presentation that talks about the upcoming shows we can expect. And then we also find out about the Supergirl director, and Nicolas Cage is going to be in a superhero thing. So, Lottie, we're 2 weeks behind, but we're going to catch up on all this stuff. You ready, man?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's get to it. So these are real quick bits. I'm serious. We're going to do this really, really quickly because we got a lot to cover. Madam Web, Lottie is #1 on Netflix. It hit Netflix in the middle of last week, and I'm going to take credit for this because I'm telling you, I've been encouraging everyone on Threads to go watch this movie because you know what? If you have to be in pain, why not have other people share the pain with you?
You are sadistic for that.
I've been encouraged. I was like, you guys got to see this for yourself, and I guess a lot of people are because #1 movie on Netflix. Lottie,
Speaking of which,
have you watched this movie?
I refuse. I refuse to.
You have to. You have to do it for. You got to do it for content. You got to do it for content.
I can't. And speaking of which, there's someone who watches our show that I know personally that is pissed off at you because they personally called me and said, "I hate y'all." I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "What?" He kept saying that I should look at Battle Web. I said, "Oh no."
Look,
and they watched
it,
and they said they've never felt. They said they actually felt pain watching that movie. And I said, I never said anything. I refuse.
I just want to say for the record that if you want to know what my thoughts were on this, I gave my thoughts twice. Once on the Supercast, and also on an actual review of the movie when it came out in February. So on the record, I said the movie's not good. So understand, when I encourage people to watch this, is because I feel like you need to experience this. It really is. I won't even say it's so bad it's good. It's bad, and you have to witness it. It's not good enough to hear about it. You have to witness it. So good for you, Madam Web. Stoney, you know what? You just keep doing what you do. Nothing I say is going to change your fucking trajectory. So just do what you do, and
who are in talks of acquiring Paramount.
You know what? I can't even address that.
Yeah. Can you believe Sony's going to own SpongeBob?
Well, here's a better thing. They're going to own Ninja Turtles. So just keep that in mind.
That could have ever happened. That might be the best thing that could ever happen to the Ninja Turtles.
I'm talking about film and TV output, not video games. Film and TV. So just keep that in mind when how they can fuck up Ninja Turtles. So
Paramount will still be doing it. It'll just be underneath Sony's umbrella.
No, Sony would be telling them what to do. No, they're gonna They're gonna take Transformers and do more base sequels, and they're gonna fuck up the Turtles. So yeah,
Because they'll save Transformers, but Ninja
I
Turtles
mean,
probably not.
are they gonna save Transformers?
Yes, they will do
wait
better
a
than
minute?
what's going on
Do
right
you
now.
trust Sony Film? They put out Madam Web. They're about to put out Craven, which I didn't put this as one of the things. They moved Craven back to December, by the way, so we're not getting that until December. But they are making Venom, which, you know, I don't know.
See. You see you see what is Sony good at doing? They're good at making games with the main IP. So
I want the
with
games. I want the
Transformers,
movies. I want
no, I'm
the
talking
movies.
about. I mean, not games. I meant movies. They make good Spider-Man movies, so they'll make good Transformers movies. Because guess what? Optimus will be in every single one of them.
I'm sorry. My confidence in Sony to do right by these IPs is real low right now, because I'm convinced Craven's going to be bad. Morbius wasn't great. Madam Web was horrible. And they still don't know what the fuck to do with Spider-Man. Like, the Spider-Verse, across the Into the Spider-Verse, that's good. But, like, I mean, again, I didn't put this on as one of the things because a bunch of things happened. But the Silk TV show isn't happening anymore. So the Silk Spider Society, that's not happening. I just don't believe in them. But we'll see. Look, we'll see. We will see. I'll just hope they don't mess up the Ninja Turtles. Speaking of Spider-Verse, Lottie, they made bank. We knew they made bank, but they made bank for real. $328 million net profit on Across the Spider-Verse. It was the most successful in terms of profit superhero movie of 2023. Which is not surprising to me, because as great as and as much as I love Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it definitely costs more than Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think it made less than 850 million. Spider-Verse made 620 something million. And so just the difference in production costs made that. But that's, good for them. Sony not fucking everything up Spider-Man related. At least not, animation wise. And also I'd argue kind of setting a standard for what this type of animated movie should be like, what the level that you got to play at in order to like approach them. I would argue they didn't make Disney bank because, Across the Spider-Verse it's not as 4 quadrant as a Pixar film, but I'd argue it's storytelling wise, it's on the level of a Pixar, a top tier Pixar movie. And just because it's sophisticated in a lot of the things it says. So, Lottie, no, I feel like you're not surprised by this number.
No. What did the movie cost? Like 80 million to make or something?
Well, the second one, no. The first one was pretty. I think the first one was 100 million or something like that. It didn't have to make I think the second one was less than 200. I think it was like 150, 60, something like that. They got something like 70 or 80 million extra than the first one. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's good money. But I feel like you're not surprised by this.
No, hell no. I'm not surprised. No. They deserved it. They deserved this money. Great movie. I still for some reason, I had to go back because I remember when you first said it, I thought you were speaking blasphemy. Then I went back and watched the original and said, you're right. I do like the original a little bit better, but doesn't mean this one wasn't freaking spectacular. Freaking spectacular movie. I fully believe this movie deserved this money, 300 something million. And it's like you said, it will give more credence for we to get more stuff like this. And that's the main thing that I take away that I love about this.
Yeah, and one thing we didn't say is, what about the merchandise sales? Because that's the part. Everyone's always Marvel's they're falling off, and people, man, do you know how much MCU swag, how many toys, how many tie-in things are sold? Even though while y'all think that the MCU is failing, Spider-Verse is the same deal. It's a money printing machine. for Sony. So good for them.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. I can't wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse. And of course, we are going to talk about that when it's, close to coming out. So speaking of Marvel and the Russo brothers, we haven't talked about them much at all because they have not been in the superhero space in a while. And to be perfectly honest, their post-Endgame work, I mean, I like some of the stuff they produce, but, not exactly, blowing the roof off of the theaters. That being said, they were talking about, I guess their upcoming projects, but someone was asking them about, the struggles of Marvel Studios and superhero fatigue. And they essentially, chalked it up to these kids nowadays they don't watch TV the same way or watch movies the same way. And I really mostly wanted to see, Lottie, what you thought about this. They said it's a big generational divide about how you consume media. And look, let's be honest. We're not the youngsters anymore. I definitely am not. My daughter is the younger generation. I'm an old head. You're younger than me, but you're a mature man now, and you grew up in the late 90s and consume media a certain way, and you got to witness the change from linear TV to streaming, and then the rise of social media and the rise of YouTube and TikTok and all that other stuff. So you have a bit of your finger on the pulse of this. So do you think they got something here? Do you think it really is the reason why the box office difficulties is down to just the younger generation not being moviegoers?
No, the answer is quite obvious. It's the economy. It's the economy. I mean, it sounds like, I tell people, it doesn't sound like a lot, but spending $20 to go to the movie theater, and that's just to get a ticket, that's a lot, man. Think about it. Like look at the first comment. The guy said, I wish I can go to the theaters more, but a man with 2 kids, and they don't really do kid discounts, that's $80. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? It's the economy. That's why movies are not doing well in the box office. That is plain simple facts. We can hit stop. It is not generational divide or anything or not. It's the economy. But even for me, I am a single man. I don't want to go to a movie unless I know for a fact that it's going to be good.
Or at the very least that it's going to be worth your time.
Time. Yeah. For me to spend $20 to go sit something, I want to make sure I'm entertained. So now I only pick and choose certain movies. I used to go to the theater once a month. Maybe not once a month. I used to go to the theater when when the economy was a lot better, when I was in my early 20s and my late teenage years. I will go to I used to go to the movies twice, 2 to 3 times a month, because it wasn't that expensive. $10 wasn't that, like, they were like $10. Now they're $20, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I think the cost of a theater ticket is in line with more or less the rising costs of many things. The problem that movie sales have, there's multiple things. One of them, yes, you need to actually make good movies that are worth going to see. And I would argue, as much as the toxic fans and whatever is talking about woke Marvel and all this other bullshit, ignore that. It really comes
everybody.
It really comes down to, throughout Hollywood, but in particular for Marvel, is when you fall down in terms of like having a story that's worth coming to see, even if it's good. Because I would argue Eternals is a good movie, but it's not for everybody, right? And that what you heard a lot of in phase 4 and 5 of the MCU is, well, not everything is for you. And that's fair. not everything is for you. That's true. Problem is, when you're Marvel, their movies need to be for everybody because that's the only way you justify the price tag of making those things. You have got to have a big, wide audience. And
Yeah.
unfortunately,
For it to have that
yeah.
big of a because it's not like what was that movie that came out not too long ago? Dune 2. Even though I feel like Dune 2 should have made $1 billion. The
It's
fact that it didn't cost that much, it made its money back because it didn't have an
I
exorbitant.
mean it cost $200 million, but it only has to make like 600 mil to make sense,
Yeah.
in terms of making it. But
While a movie like,
I was
for
also
example,
yeah, it's also R rated, so it's not for it literally not for everyone,
yes.
right? But I mean, you have to make good movies that are worth people coming out to. Like I said, I think Marvel has done that, but there's certain segments of the audience that aren't going to come out for it. But also, the rise of streaming, the the speed at which things go from the theater to streaming is also a problem. So there's a lot of things going on. And I don't think they're wrong about the way young people consume media. My daughter literally was talking about I forget what movie she was watching in pieces on TikTok. Someone just like, I think she watched she went to the theater to see Across the Spider-Verse with her mom, but then she watched it again in parts on TikTok. So you see that this is a real thing. I just think that the change in the movie landscape is really to do with the fact that streaming is cheap, relatively. I mean, if you want to look at ads, you can spend $7 a month and have Netflix, or you can spend $7 a month and have Max or Hulu or Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying? And for that $7, you can sit on your couch and watch a ton of stuff, right?
Yeah.
For that $7, the only way you're going to get to see a movie with that is on $5 Tuesdays. So this is a real thing. So people have got to value the theater experience, and the only way they'll value that is if your movies that go in theaters don't get onto a TV or a cable channel, broadcast TV, or streaming for at least 6 to 8 months, right? And maybe more. You can't, because you're undercutting your sales. Now they're like, well, whatever it makes in 3 months, and then let's go. And only really big spectacle movies or really top notch movies are going to make their money. Everyone else is going to flounder, and then they'll put it on digital. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that they're not wrong, but it's not. That's a very, very, very simple look at it. Because the reality is that the business has changed. And in some ways, the studios have shot themselves in the foot on this. So, but we'll continue to look at this. I think there's going to be a lot of talk about this. And I also think that the way they're bundling things is going to change, streaming. And probably if they would move that, release onto streaming date, 6 to 8, maybe even 12 months, that'll probably change the way things go. So anyway, we shall see if they learn anything and make any changes. So Lottie, let's talk about some casting. We're going to do one rumored casting or unconfirmed, and two big deals that happened last week, but that we're going to talk about this. Giancarlo Esposito, I swear this man is like really trying to get at work. Like he don't have all the work in the world right now anyway. He's about to be Stan Edgar again on freaking The Boys. But he revealed that he's been cast in a secret role in a secret MCU project. So in other words, something we ain't seen or talked about yet. But he says it'll be announced sooner rather than later, and that it's better than you can imagine. So Lottie, do you buy this? And two, what sort of secret project would you think this is?
I can't guess what project it will be. I know there's some things in the comments saying Doctor Doom. I honestly don't know. I mean, this man could play a villain, man. The stare that he makes, like the meme, the meme where he's laughing, he's laughing, and then he puts on the serious face. Like,
I mean, we know the man can be a villain. I honestly want him to be a hero. I'm not. People are talking about he could be Mr. Sinister, and I'm like, he can. I don't disagree with that. But can y'all please see this man as not just a bad guy? He's not just a bad guy, y'all. Come on, he can do more than that. I still want to see him as Professor X, and I mean, look, secret MCU project. I don't think X-Men is a secret, damn it. But I mean, it could be. I can't think of any other project it could be. But I'm serious, he could be Professor X, especially considering his the Professor X's, his characterization in X-Men 97, where half the time I was like, shut your ass up. You are doing some stupid, you're doing some dumb, semi-villainous shit. What are you doing? What are you on about? So, I mean, he could be a very complicated Professor X. I do buy this though. Like, I'm not kidding. Kevin Feige could call and ask anybody and be like, "You want to work with us?" And they would get something for them, which is like Ryan Gosling is sitting. I don't know if you've seen this. He's sitting up there like, "Look, I would love to be Ghost Rider in the MCU," and I'm just like, "Hell yeah!" Like, why the hell not? I just can't. I'd be hard pressed for me to believe that Kevin Feige is not just not picking up the phone and calling anybody that's got any real name and try to get them in there. So I think this is real. We'll have to see. So now how about the two, confirmed casting? These are huge, by the way. Wow. I did not know that was on. All right, 1, 2, 3. So, and I missed this one too. This is actually 3 casting. Paul Walter Hauser, John Malkovich, and Ralph Ineson all cast in Fantastic Four. By the way, if y'all aren't paying attention to this, and if you're listening to this, you probably are paying attention to this. But my God, that Fantastic Four cast is stupid. It is dumb how good that cast is right now. They have been lining up, so, like, in the way that I'm convinced James Gunn is, like, of course he's super serious about Superman. Did you see how he's cast it up? It's got all these, like, he's got great names and everything, but I feel like for Fantastic Four they were like, yeah, hold my beer because we're getting everybody. So you're talking about Paul Walter Hauser. He's an Emmy Award winning actor, but I saw he did a great job as like a serial killer in this show on Apple TV Plus called Blackbird. But he was also really funny in season 2 of The After Party. But he's been in a bunch of things. He's really great. People keep saying he's Mole Man, and I'm like, I hope he's not Mole Man. Damn it, that's too on the nose. He's a bigger dude. Y'all gonna make him Mole Man? Get out of here. But we don't know what he is. We just know he's in a secret, kind of an unnamed role. But it has been confirmed. Also, John Malkovich, the great John Malkovich, has been cast in a mystery role in Fantastic Four. Also, people are speculating that he's Reed Richards' dad. Who knows? But they got the very talented John Malkovich. But the big boy, literally the big boy, the big casting here, it's Ralph Ineson as Galactus. So we knew we were getting Galactus because they cast I forget the woman young lady's name as Shalabal, the Silver Surfer. Oh, and I because I'm missing out, I keep forgetting about these casting. One more casting, I forgot because this came in on Friday. Lottie, we also got what's her name from Poker Face? Oh, Natasha Lyonne. Okay, got Natasha Lyonne, which I feel so bad that I blanked on the name right there too because she is fucking amazing. Poker Face is one of my favorite shows in the last 5 years. I love it. Lottie, you've seen not another TV movie. Scary Movie 2. Do you remember at the opening of Scary Movie 2 where it's like the exorcist and like the girl that's being possessed, and then James Woods is there trying to exorcise her, but then they end up like sort of it's like some sexual stuff between them.
Yeah.
She played the possessed girl all the way back in Scary Movie 2. Now she's like in her 40s. Trust me, she was in Russian Doll. She was in Orange is the New Black. She's great. Just a great actress. Again, an unnamed, role, but she's going to be in it. There's people are saying maybe she's going to be Alicia Masters, who's the blind, girlfriend of the Thing. Someone said she might be Nova, not Nova Richard Rider, but Nova, the Herald of Galactus. So, I mean, look, Ralph Ineson as Galactus is huge, by the way. Like, Ralph Ineson, he's been acting for some time. I think he's got like 4 decades under his belt. He's been in an MCU movie. He was one of the Ravagers in the Guardians of the Galaxy's Volume 1. He's got a very distinctive voice. Just like a huge get. And when I say distinctive voice, like, you know how Galactus has to be big and rumbling and just like imposing and majestic? That guy can do that. So,
and I think he has the face.
Yeah, I mean,
when they use his face,
I mean, clearly he's going to be in a mocap suit, because like it would be stupid to make him huge, like he's in Spy Kids. But it's look, I cannot emphasize this enough. This cast is stupid. It is dumb how talented this cast is. They are not playing with this movie. They have sought out the absolute best talent they can get for Matt Shackman and Fantastic Four. So Lottie, I mean, I've been going on about this. I don't know if you know all of them straight up, but I mean, what do you think about this? Like, big casting right here.
I'm not too much like, me, I'm not the biggest like buff on when it comes to actors, but one thing I can say is that I've heard of these guys, and it's been a long time since it's been a while since we've had I was gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy Fantastic Four movie, and I'm happy that they're going with, of course, we've already known, but I'm happy that they're going with a big name for Galactus, and they're taking it seriously, because they could have just went cheap and say, let's use some unknown actors. Let's just get this movie out here. No, they're serious. They want to make Fantastic Four one of the big mainstays, because Fantastic Four is a huge part of the Marvel comic book. A lot of people may not know it because it's, you didn't grow up, or some people who didn't probably grow up in the in the 80s or the 90s will know how big Fantastic Four is to Marvel. And I'm happy they're taking it very, very seriously. I hope we get this same energy with the X-Men whenever we finally get
Oh
it.
my god. Well, the X-Men is gonna I be hearing stuff about that. I mean, we were just talking about or were we talking about them possibly getting Janelle Monáe as Storm, and I'm like, I'm down with that, but like, it's real early days for X-Men.
Yeah.
Now this John Malkovich, come on, he's a goat, and so the MCU has been doing that for a while. Like, actors who they're so well established that they'll go ahead and get that MCU check. They'll show up. They want to be in something that their grandkids can see, and know who the hell they are. I just think, between those 4 names, I'm just telling you, even if Paul Walter Hauser is Mole Man, I mean, he could be the controller. I mean, not the puppet master too. So we don't know. Either way, there's so many characters they could be. I'm just surprised that they're going so hard. I guess what I'm saying for this first movie, it may indicate that they actually are skipping the origin and they're going straight into the story where the Fantastic Four are established. But I'm glad to see this, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see for them confirm who these actors are playing and give us a little bit more information about this movie, which is coming out next year. So we'll talk about that more when we get more information. Speaking about movies coming out next year, Superman, big old Superman. We'll talk about first the easy bit. So Lottie, you saw James Gunn posted the first picture of David Cornsweet as Superman, and he's kind of sitting down. You know, his suit's a little messed up, and he's putting his boots on. While outside, it looks like a big Kamehameha or a spirit bomb is being launched either at or toward or away from Metropolis. Who knows? So I saw that picture. I was like, cool. All right. Good to see him in the suit. The suit looks interesting. He's got the S. There people are trying to figure out, does he have the trunks on, or does he have the underwear over or under, whatever, right? I was just like, cool. Love to see it. But Lottie, nerds on the internet just can't be normal. Just be normal for a second. Be normal fucking people. See Superman, be like, dope. It's coming. They're working on it. Nope. Lottie, they got mad. They got mad. Well, they got mad for different reasons. One was trunks or no trunks. That's one of them. The other one is he doesn't look big enough. He doesn't look big enough or whatever. He doesn't look bulked up enough. And the other one was, why is he just standing there taking his time putting his boot on while there's some shit going on in the background? And like I said, why can't we just be fucking normal? What is wrong? Lottie, why are nerds like this?
Bro, okay. I do have to admit, this one is funny. This guy said I have some fun with this one, and he edited them into all the things. The what I find funny is when he shows him at the edge of the bed, and Wonder Woman. That one is funny. That one was funny, but the other ones I do agree. What? Come on, man. It's like what? No Henry Cavill, so I'm not watching. I'm like, guys, Henry Cavill is not going to be Superman forever. I mean, I understand. And then just, I like the suit, actually. I like how the suit looks. He clearly has trunks on. You can see the picture was taken for a reason. You could clearly see the red and the belt. So, man, listen. I don't know. I feel like people are going to hate this movie regardless, and it's just unfortunate that for this movie to do well, it has to be amazing, and that is just unfortunate because people are just like that, And I think James Gunn is going to do a compelling job with Superman. I think he's going to do a very compelling job with Superman. Like, seeing his last few projects that James Gunn had his hands on, James Gunn was on fucking fire. That man was not just hitting. That man was hitting the bullseye. He was hitting so hard that the damn dart was going through the damn the target. Like, this man was on freaking fire. So I literally told people I have supreme confidence in James Gunn. I think Superman is going to put me through the house of pain. I might shed a few tears while I'm watching it and be inspired. So,
yeah, I think, excuse me, it's just nerds being weird on the internet. Like, I guess I should get used to it. I mean, we are nerds on the internet, but like, it's one fucking picture, man. And it's clearly just a promotional picture, just to kind of give you an idea of the attitude or the style or whatever. Just like, y'all, just be happy. Why can't y'all just be happy to get something? He didn't have to release anything. James Gunn didn't have to release that at all. So I'm not saying, look, you don't necessarily have to like it. Just be happy that we're getting anything. Just all right. Since we're still talking about Superman, there was apparently some conspiracy theory, controversy, whatever, about, and it's all of Cavill stands or whatever. I don't want to call it stands, but people that really wanted Cavill back as Superman. And they're saying that James Gunn either had him fired or knew he was fired or lied about it. It's a bunch of convoluted shit for people that just won't give up this fucking thing. Please, I'm going to talk to you guys like I talk to Snyder stands. And this with sympathy and empathy. You're not going to get your way. Why are y'all stuck on this? I'm serious. Why are you stuck on it? It's over. You are still at the stadium cheering your team on. The lights are off. The gates locked. The team went home. The cheerleaders went home. There's a cold wind blowing through the stadium and tumbleweeds going through the stadium, and you're still there litigating the fucking game. It's done. Please move on. Like y'all are, and James Gunn's literally, having to. He doesn't have to, but he's addressing like, look, doesn't make any sense. If I knew that Cavill was out in 2021, and then I didn't even become, head of the studio until 2022. What are y'all talking about? And I think that's a fair question. He may have. He basically said my Superman story was always going to be a restart of the whole, the whole story. And so, and to be honest, when he was made, co-CEO or whatever of DC Studios, wasn't the first thing that people asked, like, you're going to do Superman, or, are you keeping? And he literally said, no, we're moving on. It was like, I don't understand why this is a fucking conspiracy, or why people like you're lying about this or whatever. It's Lottie, just help me out, man. Help me out. Help these poor Cavill fans out too.
Listen, man. And let me tell you something, man. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was talking with someone, and they had their first interaction and understanding of a Snyder stan. And they were so befuddled. They were like, what? I was like, yeah, they exist. They're like, are you kidding me? I'm like, yeah. These people actually exist. And they don't care what you feel about, how you feel about something, your opinion. If Zack Snyder is not revered as a god, you're weird. And that's how they view it. And it's just, they're like, oh my God. I said, yeah. Those are Snyder stans. And what happened was, one of my friends, they're doing like a little small thing where they talk about, movies that they like, and they were talking about how they didn't care for Zack Snyder's portrayal of Superman. It was depressing. And they posted on Twitter, and they got Snyder stans found that thing, like they're like canines. Zack Snyder slander, and just chomped on it, and just they harassed the shit out of her. And he's like, Snyder stans are like that. I said, what you think? I said, all these years you thought I was just joking. She said, wow.
Well, the first problem is you're on X, so get off of Twitter. It's your life is nicer elsewhere. Yeah, look, like I said, the game's over. It's just like, y'all chill out and stop this foolishness. Just, if you're a real fan of Superman, be happy you're getting something. If you're a real fan of Henry Cavill, my man is about to be in Warhammer 40K. He was just in a couple of movies. He's good.
Well, you get, let's remind people are not too happy with Warhammer 40K because somehow there's going to be women acolytes, and they are not happy with that.
Well, you know what? The people who are actually going to go see them. See, the thing is, those little angry nerds that have a problem with women, they're not enough of them to make a Warhammer 40K TV show successful. What Warhammer 40K needs to be successful It's regular ass people who don't give a fuck about any of the dumb shit nerds on the internet are mad about. Like, you think the studios really care about you little angry bitches on the internet? They don't care. You don't make that or break them at all. You know how I know this? All of you stupid little, fandom menace channels that have the thumbnails with the big googly eyes and big loud stuff and talking about woke this and that. Has it changed anything about the output of Hollywood? No, it hasn't. Because you guys are a minority of a minority of a minority. And I know you wish that meant that you get to say the N-word and you can get welfare or whatever the fuck stupid things you think about minorities. You think that, no, you're a minority of a minority of a minority. And you don't make or break these studios. Regular people do. And they don't listen to your stupid shit. So let's just learn. If it's not your cup of tea, move the fuck on. Anyway, it's not my cup of tea. We're gonna move on to something more interesting. Supergirl has its director now, which we talked about weeks ago. Craig Gillespie, the director of I, Tonya, is in fact now attached to direct. Lottie, it's a real short one. Yay, Supergirl's got a director. Also, it's coming out June 26, 2026. Some definitive things. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah,
when I hear 2026, I want to say that's so far away, but we're in 2024, so that's not too far away. So, like you said, yay.
Can I tell you something? In June 2026, June 26, 2026, my daughter is going to will have graduated high school by then.
Damn.
So yeah, it may not seem like much time, but 2 years is not nothing. So, but I'm glad we got glad we got a director. We're gonna talk about that more when we get more information. Speaking of something that's coming up soon. Well, this is really back to Marvel, sort of. Because I was bitching about Sony earlier, but they actually did something I liked, which is confirm that the Spider-Man Noir show is, first of all, it's still coming. They canceled Silk Spider Society, still getting the Spider-Man Noir show. And Nicolas Cage is going to be the lead character. Yeah. So I don't know if this means he's reprising his role that's in animation only, or if this is an alternate version of Spider-Man Noir. But we are definitely getting Nicolas Cage, which I think is great. Because, I don't know if you watched much Nicolas Cage stuff recently. The man's kind of on a roll. He's doing his thing. He's found a lane of doing weird, interesting, quirky, sometimes odd, but definitely fun to watch, roles. So I was very happy to hear this. On the other hand, Lottie, with all that good comes the bad, which is, Lottie, you know what the name of this show is?
What?
It's Noir. Noir, that's it. Not Spider-Man Noir, just Noir. So
that's going to change. That name's going to change. Don't worry.
To what? This is why I'm trying to figure, Lottie. So before I really go off on that, what do you think about this casting? And also, what do you think about this naming of this show?
A+ for the A++ for the actor and casting. F-, almost 0% for the name. But that name won't change. They'll change the name to Spider-Man Noir.
Oh my god, I could not. I was just like, I read that, I was like, yes. And then I took another minute to look at it, and I read the article, and I was like, wait a minute. The name of this shit is Noir? So, do y'all want people to watch this fucking show? I'm trying to figure this out. Noir? That doesn't mean anything to anybody. It barely means anything to people who are fans of Into the Spider-Verse. But Why? Sony, why are y'all so bad at this? Y'all so good on video games. How are y'all so bad at this? I'm just... Lottie, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Look, I'm a nobody on the internet that's just giving my opinion, but god damn it. I would have come up with something bad. The only thing I could think is that there must be a deal with Marvel, with the MCU, so that they can't use the name Spider-Man and stuff. That's got to be the only reason. Because otherwise, you throw Spider-Man, a big Spider-Man across the logo and then Noir in tiny ass letters. That's the only reason I can think of that.
It might be that.
If that's the case, y'all can go call Feige and just beg on your knees. Like, please, we got to have this Spider-Man, because otherwise people are not going to watch this shit. Oh, and here's the other thing. It's supposed to be on Prime, right? But it's going to be on MGM Plus first. So,
boy.
So you gotta plug into another, which by the MGM Plus is owned by Amazon, because Amazon bought the MGM studios. So yeah, you gotta pay.
I'm just telling you, I'm not paying for MGM Plus just to watch one TV show.
I don't know how much time between episodes being on Prime and that, but yeah. It's hard for me to express just how silly and dumb. I mean, I get it. You want to make your money back on this.
I don't think it's Sony. I don't think it's Sony doing that. Is Amazon.
Yeah, I'm talking about the naming the show Noir. That's just trying to fumble the bag. But you know what? We're gonna keep an optimistic stance on this, and we are gonna keep an eye out and let you guys know more information when we get it. Let's talk about Marvel Studios. We're gonna talk about this more later, because there was a big Marvel TV presentation recently. But there's a sit down with Brad Winderbaum, who is the head of Marvel animation and also the streaming. And he's basically talking about, what's going on behind the scenes without selling too much, but also sort of reacting to the fan, reaction to X-Men 97, the future of X-Men 97, possible, things coming down the animation pipeline, and also the return of the Marvel Television logo, which kind of indicates to me that they're getting more, to be more like a real studio that understands that TV and movies are not made the same fucking way. And so they're kind of getting, they're getting the proper separation between the different parts of the machine. So Lottie, he didn't confirm that, yes, there could be an animated MCU, but he said it's not off the table. He did say that X-Men 97 season 2 is kind of it's in a bit of an in-between phase, where the animatic phase. They don't have completed animation yet, but it's getting close to it. And that season 3 is going to be coming out faster than season 2. And season 2 hasn't been set on the schedule yet, so it's possible it won't come out before the end of 2025. And among other things, the possibility of crossover with this, the animated and the MCU proper, and possibility of, some people who work on X-Men 97 possibly getting a chance in the live action. So there's a lot of stuff going on in there. But Lottie, it's pretty clear X-Men 97, they know what they got, and they're about to double down on it. Oh, and I also talked about how season 3 of What If is going to be the final season of What If. So, Lottie, man, like, there's a lot of stuff in there. But they're definitely, X-Men 97 is definitely a darling right now, and it's leading the way for the animation side, and Marvel TV coming back. So what do you think, man?
X-Men 97 was not just good, it was spectacular. The greatest, in my opinion, the best superhero Marvel TV show that has ever been made. Because I'm just going to be honest, Marvel just didn't hold a candle to DC when it came to their animated TV shows in the 90s and the early 2000s. This is finally the first one where I can say, yeah, this is one of the greatest superhero TV shows of all time. And it's definitely the best Marvel animated TV show of all time. And I mean, if this didn't bring back, Marvel animation and TV, I don't know what the fuck will, because it was that damn good. If you haven't watched it yet, what the fuck are you doing? Sit your ass down and watch this, especially if you have Disney Plus. If you have Disney Plus and you haven't watched this, don't talk to me. Talk to me.
Well, watch it after you watch Madam Web, though.
No.
It will wash all of that terribleness right out of your brain. I guarantee you. Yeah, look, I love the fact that Marvel TV is kind of getting a resurgence. And again, we'll talk about that later on with the Marvel upfronts, but the resurgence of Marvel animation, that the thing is, what I liked about it is that it's really clear that they see the animation as a kind of a way to do some projects that maybe won't necessarily work live action, or the budget or whatever for live action, and that they don't close the door on crossover projects or something like that. But Winderbaum was being very, very cagey about it. 'Cause you could tell he's an executive in Hollywood, because he's just like, oh, wouldn't that be nice? Oh yeah, we're real big fans of this. Oh, technically it could happen. And I'm like, motherfucker, how else can you say no comment? Because he said no comment a bunch, but it sounded like, well, maybe, I don't know, could be happening. Motherfucker, you are in charge. Don't say I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna keep showing love to Brad Winderbaum, though, because I mean, X-Men 97 has given. Look, I didn't think Echo was great. I know it was fine, but I mean, this show was so good that I you know what? Maybe Echo wasn't that bad. Now I think about it. Let me go look at it again. So, Marvel animation and TV have been doing pretty good so far this year. We're going to keep an eye out on what they're up to and let you guys know all about it. Lottie, let's do some trailer reviews. Yes, I know we're behind. We're a couple weeks behind. It's fine. We're going to talk about these things anyway. Let's talk about the My Adventures with Superman Season 2 teaser trailer. Is it a teaser? I guess it's just a regular trailer. It's a TV spot or something. But that's coming out this coming Saturday on the 25th of May. The second season. The follow-up to, in my opinion, a hugely slept on, amazing first season. Like, Lottie, I'm not wrong, am I? That was slept on, right?
Oh, no, you're not wrong. It was definitely slept on.
Like, definitely slept on. And every time I'd be like, what's funny is you'll see people that see the trailer, they're like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, it's only one of the best superhero shows going right now. What? I mean, where the hell have you been? Y'all calling yourselves fans. Get out of here. It's in fact, so I'll say this. It's in fact so good. There's a bunch of people that I follow Blurred Force 1 on Threads, and they're big, unabashed Marvel fans, huge Marvel fans. That's mainly what they're up on. And I had to be like, nah, y'all gotta get up on this. You don't know Superman? Cool. You don't need no Superman. You can watch this show. Oh, you do know Superman? You think he's lame? Okay, cool. Watch this. You're gonna like this show. You like the X-Men 97? I'm gonna tell you, you're probably gonna like this show. Just straight up. You like anime? You're probably gonna like this. I'm telling you, I'm putting people on. And every time people actually watch it, Lottie, I'm sure you've had this same, situation where you tell people watch this show And they're like, this shit is good. And I'm like, I know, right? Why didn't you watch it when it was first running? Just
Yeah, exactly.
but cool. We get in the second season. We got this trailer. It was really short. It's a TV spot. But there's a lot in there, Lottie. Oh, bitch ass Lex Luthor. Looking like it's like they said, hey, you remember the Jesse Eisenberg version of Lex Luthor from the Snyderverse? What if he was like in college and looked like he needed to be punched? Let's have him. Also, General Lane was in there, doing some badass shit. We had some new bad guys. They didn't show them, but I feel like either Brainiac or Zod was probably going to roll up. We got some bad guys from the first season show up again too, and then Jimmy and Lois and Clark just like being besties. So I love this little spot. Lottie, how do you feel about it?
Oh, it was good. My favorite part was at the end showing that Supergirl is in this, and I was like, yes. Yeah, I was like, yes. I like I said, I really enjoyed My Adventures of Superman. My Adventures of Superman, in my opinion, was one of the like pleasant surprise when it comes to you know like I honestly had no expectations for this show. Then I was just like, oh my god, I'm actually liking this. What's going on? It had a very good. It did exactly what it was intended to be. It had a great anime like feel to it. It felt like watching an anime, and that was, in my opinion, the best thing about that TV show. And man, I'm so happy. Like you said, seeing not bald Lex Luthor is one of the cool things that I really liked about the showing that Luthor bald. Maybe at the end of season 2, he goes like, "What? I can't kill him," and he pulls out his hair or something. I don't know. Seeing old dude is still alive and kicking. This dude should be a vegetable by now. Like, I mean, I forgot the dude's name, the one with the suit. This man should be a vegetable by now. I mean, Jesus,
You're talking
the
about
man is
Ivo?
just, yeah. Ivo's still alive. I'm like, this dude's still alive. Jesus, man. This man hates Superman. He hates Superman that much that he's just being held together by stitches, man. Shit. At this point, he's literally just a mindless energy thief now. It's just, and then there's the people who that family that took those suits, and I'm just like, why do y'all still want to beat up Superman? What they do to God dang,
well, we can
man.
see Amanda Waller is in there, so of course we know was it Project Cadmus or whatever. They're definitely gunning for Superman.
Damn buzz cut black woman.
Don't fuck with Amanda Waller. She when she got her sights on you, it's done. So I'm really excited for this. I can't wait. Of course we are gonna watch and we are gonna review that show. So be on the lookout for that. Also, we got to look at The Boys season 4 trailer. A very proper, not a teaser, a good proper trailer. Look, it is what you expected is gonna be. I can't believe I watched this and that little knot in the center of my stomach started forming. Like hearing Homelander talk about be vengeful, wrathful gods, and I'm like, oh god damn it! Am I gonna watch every episode thinking someone's head's gonna be knocked off or their chest caved in or something like that? I don't know. I don't know if you felt the same way. I started feeling that feeling. But God, there's so much happened in that trailer. It's crazy. Lottie, how did you feel about it?
Oh man, this this is ridiculous of what's happening to like what is happening all in this trailer. Freaking, he just is like, fuck this. I'm better than y'all. I'm God and all that stuff. And I'm just like, this dude. And I just want to give a little bit. Maybe I was wrong. maybe Homelander's son still has a little bit of humanity left because he looked a little horrified at something that his dad did.
No, he fucking killed somebody. Did you
Oh
see?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah, yeah. My
fucking
bad. I
killed
forgot. You're
somebody.
right.
And
You're right.
and
You're
his
right.
dad
You're
was
right.
like, "Cool, have a milkshake." I'm sure that's out of context. That was, but still, oh my! I mean, obviously, there's gonna be some, you know, real world parallels because of the election and all that. And there's a new alt right. I don't. It's funny to me. The Seven keeps getting alt right shitheads as superheroes, but the girl superhero, she's an alt right fan. She's against Starlight, and we see new members of the Seven. We see two people I saw, and I wanted to fucking snatch their ass through the damn TV. Was Sam, right? And Kate. You saw them in there at the Seven Tower, in the conference room. I want to snatch they bitch asses through the damn TV.
Yeah.
And of course, Butcher, he's living on borrowed time. He want to get the boys back together because he's got the superhero AIDS. Basically, it's not even AIDS. Superhero Ebola is probably the better thing to call it. And of course, we see Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Like, there's just so much happening, and killer livestock. Killer indestructible chickens and sheep that can fly and shit. Just ridiculous things. So, look, I'm just ready. It's coming out in mid June or late June. I just can't. I can't. I need this right now. And I'm assuming a lot of you feel the same way.
Yeah, yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's the simple fact that they're making a second season of Genevieve kind of leads me to believe that what I was hoping for season 4 is not happening. That some of the Genevieve characters will show up, which is very unfortunate. I was hoping that Genevieve was a one-off thing, and then they will become a part of the boys, like at midway or to the end of season 4. I mean, they talk about what happened in Genevieve in season 4. I think they could, yeah, in the trailer, but I don't think they're going to be a part of the show. I wish they would.
I feel like they are, though, because they were they were on the sides of Soups. They did the little massacre at Godolkin, and Homelander's like, cool, I'm running shit. I'm running this motherfucker. So you guys are exactly the sort of Soups I need. The question is, are we going to see the other members of GNV show up? So I don't think they're going to be a huge part of it, but they're definitely going to be in there. And like I said, I want them to get snatched up. Unfortunately, Sam is basically kind of hard to kill, right? You can't really kill him.
Yeah.
And what's her name is she's Jean Grey without telekinesis, basically. So I really think this show's going to do exactly which is make me hate a bunch of people and can't wait till they get their ass whooped. Which of course isn't going to happen because they have a season 5 coming up also. So anyway, when that comes out, we're definitely going to be covering that. So you guys check back to the channel then. Speaking of the boys, just a little bit of an update on GNV. So of course we know Chance Perdomo, died in a motorcycle accident. Was this about 6 weeks ago, something like that? Very suddenly and very tragically. And that caused season 2 of GNV, which was about to go into production, to halt as they figured out what to do. Well, apparently they have figured out what to do, and what they're not going to do is recast that character. They have retooled the storyline to, I guess, account for the fact that he's not there anymore. And they have begun production on season 2 of GNV. Lottie, they're treating this sort of like when Chadwick Boseman passed away. Is this are you surprised by this, or that they decided not to recast? And in your mind, how do you think this is going to impact, or will this be a huge impact on the storyline? Because I feel like that character was actually pretty central to what was going on.
It was very central. I mean, his dad was part of the Seven. You know, him. It's like they said. If you like, I knew immediately if they're not going to. When you told me that they were the first time you told me that they're thinking about not recasting them, I was like, well, you're gonna have to systematically change the show then, because I felt that his dad is part of the Seven. They were going to probably use that to get, to Homelander or whatever, or something like that. And since he's no longer, since they're probably going to write him off as dead, you know, I don't. I'm trying to figure. I don't know exactly how they'll do it. They'll have to systematically change the show. Maybe the dad still helps them, but they'll just have to do it completely differently. You know. So we'll see. Like, it's good on them because the guy, I actually like this character. Unfortunate, it's just unfortunate, especially someone so young to just to die like that.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's I mean, obviously they have some great writers on the show, but it's definitely something difficult to kind of figure out how to work around while also being respectful of the actor and of the character. But I have great confidence in them because they showed that they have a real handle on the story and the characters. And I'll be really interested because, adversity does tend to make writers, good writers, rise to the occasion and do great things. So I'll be very interested to see what they've decided to do. And we'll let you guys know all about it, which I'm going to assume we're not going to get a trailer for some time. They literally just started filming. So I figure we're probably not getting a trailer until sometime next year, but we will talk about it then. So another thing we sort of missed over the last couple weeks, but like it's kind of a big deal to me because we're all up in our animation phase right now, right? We're about to see My Adventure with Superman. We just saw X-Men 97. Well, we got something really dope coming later on in the, I believe it's September. That's Batman Cape Crusader. We got the first looks. We got some looks at some character designs probably a couple weeks ago, but we got the first kind of looks at some of the other characters. And looking pretty cool. But also, Lottie, this is not Batman the Animated Series continued. This is not, a sequel series or anything. This is really its own thing. And it's surprisingly a period piece set in the 40s in Gotham City. So this is more based on the original incarnation of Batman as opposed to the one kind of like the amalgamation of many different styles and eras that we got in Batman the Animated Series. And as such, it's going to, no cell phones, rotary phones and all that stuff, different cars, and also the way the people look. The only thing I'll say about this is it's the 40s. Why, there seems to be, this is going to be the 40s where race relations are perfectly fine and no one cares about it. I think we shall see.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, Commissioner Gordon is in fact black, which is okay, cool. Harley Quinn is Asian. Hey, didn't see that one coming, but cool. So Lottie, also kind of the fantastical nature of some of the characters, like Clayface. Clayface is not going to be a shapeshifter. He's going to be more like the original, which I think is just a guy that could sort of disguise himself or had a messed up face and wore a mask, whatever. So we got these first looks. You can see there on the screen the various looks at, like, Selena Kyle, Catwoman, Harley Quinn, and Harleen Quinzel, in and out of costume, Batman, Clayface. Lottie, I know you're anticipating this. All this information, what does that make you think about this show? Are you looking forward to it? And what do you think about these pictures?
I remember when we were first seeing it, we were like, this looks so old. Like, the aesthetic looks so old, and you're like 1940. Makes sense. Now I'm like, makes sense. Makes 100% sense. Uh, it looks cool, man. It looks something more of on the darker, looks more darker toned. It's definitely giving me that, you know, X-Men 97, and I don't mean like it's looking like X-Men 97, but it's giving me that like they're going back to how old animation looks, but just cleaner, better frame rate. I actually think a lot of TV shows need to do this. Go, sort of go back to that how some of that old animation looked. Make it look cleaner, cleaner art, but have that art, that art style of the olden days to make it really, because it make it look different than what's coming out now. Because one of the biggest problems with animation, especially anime, they all look the same. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I really like this art style. I like I said, I like the dark aesthetic. To see that Clayface is just like a guy in a mask, and I'm gonna stab you. It's cool. I want to see. I kind of want to see how this goes.
I want to draw your attention to a few things on these pictures. One of them is check out like that old school Batman. Look, he's got the gloves, and he's got those big ass pointy ass ears. Like that's much different than the more modern interpretation of him. So that part's pretty cool. We also have we've talked about Harley Quinn before. She is not attached to Joker. They made it very specific that she is not the Harley Quinn from the animated series, where she basically is a Joker fangirl or whatever. In this one, she is a psychiatrist, yes, where the psychiatrist is more carefree and eccentric. And then the reverse, when she puts on the Harley Quinn, the reason why she looks all serious because she's the opposite. She's all more serious and more deadly that way. Which I was like, that's it. They intentionally wanted to reverse, what about Harley Quinn. Whereas, her professional life is whimsical and her, being a criminal is scary, I guess. Also, we see Selena Kyle. Let me just say, I love that old school look on her. Her old school Catwoman outfit. Yeah, we're used to black leather and all that, but we forgot she's a socialite. She went out looking, she wanted to make sure she was looking like she could show up for a ball with her little cat, mask on. I think that's really cool looking. So, yeah, I love this art style. I'm super excited for this. I like the idea of a kind of a noir, a little more hard boiled version of Batman before all of the foolishness and Superman and whatever. Which I want to say that I don't think they've ruled out the possibility of maybe more super people coming in, but I don't think it's happening in the first one. So we got a while, September, so it's going to be a while before we get a before we get a trailer, but we'll check that out when that comes out. Let you guys know. So just one more thing, and we're going to talk about Marvel. In particular, Bob Iger was like, Marvel's putting out too much stuff. And Lottie, would you agree with that? Just too much stuff in too short a time.
I agree.
And it really kind of messed with the quality. I mean, we got Secret Invasion. If there's nothing else that says, hey, maybe we should pump our brakes and chill out and like figure some stuff out. Well, Bob Iger is like, all right, cool. We're going to slow down production at Disney in general, but in particular at Marvel, to only 3 movies maximum per year and 2 TV shows a year. Lottie, is this a good idea or a great idea?
I mean, here's my thing. What year? I'm really thinking. What year did they release more than 3 movies?
No, it's not. There's a year where they had 4 movies. I want to. Let's see, what year was it where we had 4 movies? But this was in phase 3, where there was 4 movies in a year.
Oh, okay.
but we're talking about
the TV shows is the main
Yeah.
one. The movies is not. The TV shows is the main one. 2 TV shows per
well,
year.
I'll tell
Yes.
you what, if it hadn't been for the pandemic, if the pandemic hadn't hit, there would have been 4 movies a year, guaranteed. And
Okay.
and 4 TV shows a year. They were, because this was Bob Chapek, like, we need content to make people get Disney Plus.
The TV shows is the main one. The TV shows is the one that is like, yeah, they really needed to slow down. They were just putting out just TV show after TV show after TV show after TV show, and I'm just like, listen, man, I'm not saying I won't watch it, but yeah,
Definitely,
you gotta calm down eventually.
It was definitely diminishing returns in particular, because notice the first 3 or 4 projects were really strong because they were all developed before the Disney Plus mandate really came into play, and so they were quite strong. It's just they kind of fell off after that, which not all of them. Like, I really like Miss Marvel, of course. I thought Hawkeye was great. I still think Hawkeye is great. But they definitely were lesser as time went on. So, and I, as a person that really, really, really likes to consume everything Marvel, I still am okay with this, because I mean, 5 MCU things a year is still quite a good thing, So I don't think that this is a bad. I think this is a great move, especially if they can get their creative, train back on the tracks. That being said, Marvel TV presented, and they call these upfronts. So whenever TV, I guess, what do they call it? Upfronts for TV executives or whatever, where they're just basically showing, hey, this is what's coming down the pipeline. Probably for advertisers, really, to kind of get them excited and be like, you don't want to advertise with us because we got this content and you're going to really want to put your ads around it. So to that end, they presented 3 things that are coming up. In particular, we got an actual final name for the Agatha show and when it's going to be premiering on Disney Plus, which is September 18th, and it's called Agatha All Along. Lottie, remember they were changing the name of this thing back all the time. They even said the one right before this was Agatha, the lying witch with the great wardrobe. I think was something like that. So we got this come. I heard, and I saw someone be like, "Cool," but like nobody wants this, and I'm like, "Bitch, I want this." Like I've wanted to see this ever since they said we're gonna do a spinoff of WandaVision. But Lottie, so that you got that information. Like, what do you think? Are you ready? You ready to watch? To watch Agatha do her thing.
I'll watch it. It's just I have very low hopes for this show, just because of how long it took to make. I'm being honest. I'll watch it, but
you've lost your. That's fair to be. It has been years. It's 2024, so you're talking about, when did WandaVision come out?
Early 2021.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've been working on this, but I'm glad to see it. I'm glad it's coming. It's September 18th. I'm trying to remember if they're dropping it. I don't think they're dropping it all at once because I feel like that'd be stupid. But we're gonna see. I figure we're getting a first trailer probably in the next month. Yeah, it says look for a first trailer coming soon. Dominic Thorne and Anthony Ramos also came out on stage to talk about Ironheart. And it's coming out next year. And then also, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio also came out to talk about Daredevil Born Again, which the first 9 episodes, it's going to be 18 total, but the first 9 episodes are coming out March of 2025. So Marvel TV's coming out swinging, Lottie. I know you want to see Daredevil Born Again. How are you feeling about Ironheart?
We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Ironheart is one of those characters that is like, I want to see what they do with it. I don't know how Ironheart will fit in the TV show. That's the thing where it's like, I'm scared to see Ironheart in a TV show because of the last CG stuff that they've done. Oh, I'm terrified for this TV show.
Well, I hear that this is just a rumor, but there's that it's gonna be something of a setup for Armor Wars. That she's gonna be participating in Armor Wars, which makes sense to me because she is Iron Man adjacent. So I think, and also remember this was shot like 2 years ago, like almost. So you're talking about, and of course they had to do reshoots and retool and all that other stuff to make it work better. But sometime next year we're gonna get this. I mean, I'm excited, but yeah, I feel you. I'm really mostly excited because Anthony Ramos plays the Hood, and we're gonna see more magic in the MCU. So that's two things that are gonna involve magic. That's Ironheart and Agatha all along. Of course, Daredevil Born Again, which we got some information this year, this last week, that what we kind of confirmed something we knew, which was the original incarnation of Daredevil, Born Again, was not going to be related to the MCU at all. Like, not the MCU, the Netflix show at all. That in fact, that only like when they stopped production and then retooled it was when they went all in on that. But before it was unrelated at all. And that's, I think, due to kind of not Bob Chapek losing his job, Bob Iger coming back, and Kevin Feige getting more control back over his studio because he loved the show apparently. So that's really kind of given me a lot of hope and optimism about that show. But we only have to wait, Lottie. We only have to wait almost a year. Doesn't it feel like everything's like almost a year from now? Everything you really want a year from now.
Yeah,
it's all good though. I'm willing to wait for good things to come to us. So Marvel TV looks like it's back. Really excited, but we're gonna keep an eye on that situation. Let you all know more about it when we get trailers or any more behind the scenes information. So we are done with the news, Lottie. Surprisingly, I know it's a lot of stuff, but we got through it all. But maybe we missed something. I'm pretty sure we probably missed something in the last 2 weeks. Or you guys want to talk about the things we were discussing. You have a disagreement, whatever the case may be. You know what to do. Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there, and of course you can always hit us up. supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com. It's blurred_force1 on Threads and on Instagram, and super_not_funny show on TikTok. And while you're checking those things out, you can also get down there, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell to be notified when we drop more content. All that good stuff helps to grow this channel, helps more people to see content just like this. And of course, I can't do this by myself. My good friend Lottie provides plenty of insight and, of course, spicy takes to toxic ass fans. We do enjoy that sort of thing around here. And so if you enjoy that thing, Lottie, why don't you let them know where they can reach you?
well, you can always find me on my YouTube, Instagram account, which is Anukinihun. Again, it's Anukinihun, ANUKINIHUN. Again, it's ANUKINIHUN. Yep, video's doing quite well. It has a lot of pissed off, spicy people.
Are they spicy though? Are they really
they're not
spicy?
spicy. They're being dumb. They're being dumb in my comment section, getting the video more and more exposure. But of course, if you want to watch that and Helldivers content, please watch.
Yep, you guys go check that out. Show Lottie some love, and also put a thumbs up, or what is it, a thumbs down on the crappy comments, because even though it is engagement, they still need to know that people don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this has been episode 150. I can't believe it. 150 episodes of the Supercast. It has been 3 years, Lottie. 3 years since we started this podcast. We don't have a huge, audience for it. I don't care. I love talking superhero stuff with my good friend Lottie. Lottie, I love talking superhero things with you. I love nerd stuff talking with you. It's been fun. I'm gonna do this as long as we both have the energy to sit and talk nerd shit. So, man, just thanks for agreeing to do this podcast with me 3 years ago, and you know, many more years to come. Hopefully, many more subscribers. That'd be cool too.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, we're gonna be coming back next week talking about superhero things like we always do. So until then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.